Hey guys, this is Sage Wisdom, and I'm here to do a reading for the Virgos. Okay, this is a general reading, so it may not apply to every situation specifically, but it should be something in this reading that can help you, okay? So I'm going to start with my prayer. Thank you, God, for this opportunity to read for the sun sign of Virgo, looking at Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Anybody has Virgo in their chart, basically. Calling in my spiritual team, asking for divine and white light and assistance to enter this space, protection and white light and love. And only ask for messages of the highest good. I'm calling my ancestors, my spirit guides, and those energies and entities that's of light and love to help me clearly articulate the messages coming from source. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. All right. All right, so I'm go over the overall energy, which is on this side, and then I'm going to the tarot spread, which is on this side, okay? All right. So the first card that you guys have, Virgo, is the card called self-reflection, and it's saying to be curious about your own nature. So always look at you. Always look at the man in the mirror and make sure you're checking yourself before you checking other people is what they're saying. And always taking that quiet time to go inward to contemplate on what your needs and what your desires are at any given moment is what they're saying, okay? The more you know about yourself, the more you can steer yourself well. You always want to be going in a positive direction and always being in touch with your inner child, your inner self, your inner knowing, and like the highest part of yourself, which we call the high priestess, is what spirit is saying. Okay, so tapping into your intuition, into that inner knowing is very important too. Okay, and then also be open to developing new beliefs and ways of being. So not being stuck on one way, but willing to look and to reinvent yourself when the time is needed. Okay. The next card in your overall energy is the resilience. I can never say this word. Resilience. Resilience is this card right here, the resilience card. Okay, well, you know, when you make mistakes, you know, everybody make mistakes. That's how we learn. That's how we grow. That knowing that it builds you up to be a better person. That's what the energy of this card is saying. So as long as you learn your lessons from your mistake. If you don't learn the lessons, you carry that burden with you, and you're always trying to justify yourself or justify your mistakes, and it's heavy. It weighs on you, and other people feel that energy too. Okay, so staying strong in who you are, realizing that everything that we go through in life is a way of learning. Sometimes we learn through trial and error. Sometimes we learn from past experiences and learning not to repeat the same thing over and over again. But as you become more mature in your knowingness of who you are, you tend to act more responsibly because you know what works better for you, what doesn't, and how you also know how you act interferes, how you act affects your relationships with other people. Okay, so sometimes it's not about being right or wrong, it's about understanding people, on their level, understand where you're at, if you're at a particular level, and learning how to make common ground with people in situations, or learning to accept differences, or just it doesn't have to be this way or that way. It just could be a compromise of what's that saying called, where we agree to disagree. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, the last card in the overall energy is the resistance card. So resistance card talks about either obstacles that's in our way, or us procrastinating or something. So they want you to learn how to flow through resistance, because that's how you maintain your control. It's always going to be that difference of opinion, or something that somebody disagree with something that we're doing, or you disagree with what somebody else is doing, and it may throw the balance of some type of relationship off, or you feel the pressure of something, because it's not the way you want it, or it's not the way they want it. But sometimes obstacles present themselves so that we can learn how to balance our energies with the energies of others. So it can always be this energy of cooperation, where we learn how to work with people, is what they're saying. And then it's this energy, if it's on the other end of the I found this on the web. Phone talking to me, is on the other end of the spectrum. I should have looked at what it found for me, but whatever. If it's on the other end of perspective, like where the resistance has to do with you, and it has to do with procrastination, where you're putting something off, just be aware of that, and just try to be more fluid with whatever it is you're trying to get done. Making progress, making steps every day, practical steps every day to make something happen. Okay. All right. So let's go into the actual tarot spread. The first two cards you have is the World and the Ace of Swords. And the World here talks about completion of a cycle, is what it's saying. And Spirit is saying that whatever the cycle was that you were completing, that the storm is over. So the worst part is done. That's what Spirit is saying. So it's this energy where, they want you to focus on what make you feel good at this time, and what's fulfilling for you. It can be like creative works or anything like that, a work project that's something that's nice. They want you to kind of focus on that energy. But as you move into that energy, they want you to relinquish control, where you're trying to control or have power in a situation, and they want you to be more fluid and kind of go with the flow. Okay, that's the energy. All right, so it's like they want you to relinquish control as you step into this new cycle, saying that whatever this past situation was that was hard for you is over. You don't have to like try to explain it. You don't have to try to like explain your side, explain why this was wrong, why this was right. That's over. They want you to cut that out and just move into this new cycle that's here for you with clarity and like the energy of like feeling good. You know what I'm saying? Focusing on what you want and being happy. So it's like it's a forward moving energy is what they're saying. Okay. When I look at the energies around you, you guys have the Seven of Wands and the Two of Cups. So whatever the situation was in the recent past, it was a lot of conflict. Some of it could be conflict in terms of a love relationship or a partnership, a business partnership, because the Two of Cups could be a business partnership. It don't have to be always love. But the Seven of Wands represent you defending your position, standing your ground. Like you're standing your ground, but it's like you're defending whatever was going on. Okay? Spirit is saying, it's good to defend your position, is what Spirit is saying. However, other people can view this as like you being in your ego self and not want to admit when you're wrong. Okay, is what they're saying. So it's about the impression that was made in regards to the situation. Okay, and let's say hypothetically the situation, maybe you wasn't trying to be right, maybe you were right, but maybe how you were bringing across your idea or whatever you were saying, the impression that the other person got, they felt like you were in your ego and it was like you're like holier than thou type energy. And the ball is in your court now for you to maybe make adjustments, apologize, or to not to justify your behavior or what you said or what you did, but if you offended somebody in the process of standing your ground, maybe an apology is in order to usher in more of that positive energy. Okay, they kind of reset the situation in a positive way. Is what Spirit is saying. All right, so when I look at aspects of this energy, okay, well, it's definitely okay. So honestly, for you, Virgo, this is in terms of a love relationship for most of you, because it's talking about the seventh house energy, which is your cosmic plus one, your romantic partner. It is an important relationship. Some of you could be a marriage or like a person that you're committed to, okay? Or it could be a person who, if you're not married, maybe the person you're interacting with is a Libra, where the issue occurred. So what they're saying is, whew, okay, you got the Ten of Swords and you got the Seven of Swords. It was a painful ending to whatever happened. Whatever occurred, it was painful. And somebody, could be you, could be the other person, wasn't on the up and up with how they approached the situation. If it was you, Virgo, I think you need to go back and express yourself, express your feelings, but in more of a harmonious way to the person, okay? And then you'll get more of what you want, because whoever it is that you voice something to or whatever happened, it was painful for them too. It was painful for you, and something wasn't right in it. Somebody did not use integrity in how they approach the situation. It don't have to be you. It could be maybe the person you were interacting with was a Libra, or maybe they're saying that they need more balanced energy, like as far as going back and forth in this connection, whatever it was, in order to right the wrong or to usher in more positive energy into this connection where you felt like you was defending your position. So maybe it was the other person that offended you, and they were not using integrity in the situation. So let's say it was your partner and not you who was wrong and how they approach the situation. They want you, they're wanting to express themselves to you in terms of their feeling, but in a way that's more harmonious. So you could take it as a resonate. It could go either way. Could be you, could be your partner. It could be both. It could be both of you played a part in this. So it's this energy where it said, whatever you want from this situation, whatever you want from this relationship, you have to act and you must believe and not doubt that you'll receive it. Okay, that's what they're saying. So if you're wanting to make it right, you want to make amends with the person, that's what you want, that's what you need to be communicating, and you need to be clear, and then it can start flowing in that direction. Okay, that's what it's saying. But it's anywhere it's saying like self-reflection and like bouncing back from type of situation, and you're being resistant to it. That's the energy that I'm feeling. Okay, so let's see what's testing the situation. You guys are guarded for one. Somebody's not being honest about their true feelings. Somebody's having secret feelings, or they didn't fully express their truth in regards to something, which is making them feel off balance. I don't know if that's you. It might be you, Virgo. You're not being honest about something. I don't know if you don't have the confidence to do it, or you feel like you're too proud to do it, or you're too independent. I'm not going to be dealing with this or dealing with that. But then at the same time, you have this lack feeling because you're missing them. That's the energy I'm picking up from these two cards. All right, because that's what's testing you. So you guard it, and you got secret feelings. You're not being honest, and as a result, it's throwing off your sacral chakra, which making you feel jealous, guilty, possessive, or shame about whatever your actions were. All right, so let's look at aspects of this energy. Okay, so you have the Temperance, the Queen of Cups, and the Knight of Wands. Okay, so is this energy where you're just not feeling confident about approaching the situation because you like this is what it is. I feel how I feel. I'm right in the situation, but then you guard it. You know what I'm saying? It's like your ego is in it, and maybe you were right, but maybe your approach was wrong. Okay, I'm gonna write that. That might be your title. You were right, Virgo, but your approach was wrong. Okay, so an apology is owed. Some type of something needs to be expressed here to bring harmony back to a situation, to bring balance back into it, because you may have been right in whatever you were saying, but how you came across to the other person was offensive, is what they're saying. It affected them. It hurt their feelings. It kind of made them feel some kind of way emotionally, like you didn't take a compassionate approach to it. Okay, so it's like this energy where they feel like you rushed in with whatever you wanted to say or how you was feeling, and you didn't give them a chance. Maybe you didn't give them a chance to talk. Maybe you didn't give the person a chance to explain themselves. Yes, they may have been wrong, but you still have to give them the opportunity to express something to you. You know, mistakes are made, but if we can be more mature about it, we can learn our lessons from it, and then we can what's the word? Allow the other person to redeem themselves, or take responsibilities from the actions. If you just like say, oh, you did X, Y, and Z, and I'm done with it, and you walked away, and you feeling down, they're feeling down, it was painful. That was painful. Whatever happened was painful. Whatever the person did was painful, and how it ended, how you ended it, or how it ended was painful. So what they're saying is allow the person to redeem themselves. You don't have to take them back. Just allow them to apologize, allow them to express sorrow. You know what I'm saying? There a lot of times when people, it's a difference between justifying what you did and expressing like sorrow or apologizing for something and deeply, sincerely meaning an apology. That is a lot. You know what I'm saying? If a person can weather the storm of a relationship and actually learn from their mistakes and make better choices next time, if they see how they offend or hurt someone, and y'all can work through it together emotionally, that's a really good relationship, because there's always going to be little obstacles or things that present itself, but you have to be open and willing to work with the person if you truly love and care for the person. If the person is not somebody that you want to spend your life with or continue long term with, okay, it was good that you walked away. But in this case, I feel like you feel like a little depressed and bleak without this person. Like you want the person back. That's how I feel. So if you want that, expect change to come. But you have to be open and honest with yourself and reflect on what it is that you want, what it is you want from the relationship, and stop being so resistant to it, is what Spirit is saying. Yes, they may have did what they did, but you said and did some things too, and you didn't allow them the opportunity to redeem themselves. Okay, have mercy on certain people. Have mercy on their souls, right? So let's look at the outcome based on the current energy. Okay, let's see what we got here. The outcome is you guys really do have passion towards this person, and you have this urge to want to I don't almost like some of you want to move on. So okay, some of you want to move on, some of you want to start a new journey. Okay, but some of you have a passion here for this person, but it's still like this energy where they're saying be true to yourself, be true to what you want. If you really just want to break up because you wasn't feeling the person and you were looking for an excuse to leave, that's wrong. You know what I'm saying? Just be honest and say, listen, I'm just not ready for this at this time, and that's why I want to move on. I'm interested in a new thing. I'm interested in somebody else. So maybe it was you, Virgo. I feel like you dating a Libra. I feel like something applies to a Libra. So if you're a Libra, it may apply to you too. I feel like you need to be true, because some of you just wanted to start a new journey. You were looking for any excuse to like move on. So any one thing they did wrong, it was like your past. Okay, this is what I'm doing. That's my excuse to get out of the situation. I'm moving on. You know what I'm saying? But you're not being true. Somehow it hurts still the other person too, and you need to be honest with them about what it really was. Okay. The other thing is, because they're saying whatever the thing was, it was like a superficial thing, even though it probably was wrong, but it wasn't something that can cause like an end like this. um Spirit just want you to soften your heart to love, is what they're saying, because some of you have a lot of anger and conflict that's within you, and that's because you're in your shadow energy, some unhealed stuff that's come up, maybe as a result of the situation. Even though the situation may have been something small and minute, somebody else might have thought, but maybe it was your trigger. Maybe it was something that triggered something in you, that brought up something from the past, that made you feel confrontational, that made you feel angry, that made you feel conflicted. And that's your shadow. So a lot of times in a relationship, people are a mirror reflection of us. People are a mirror. This is what this card means, self-reflection. People are partners in love relationship are a mirror reflection of us. So they show us who we are. So they put the mirror up and kind of showing you. So they're saying, don't be afraid to bring to the surface anything that's standing in the way of letting love in, number one. And they're also saying, is the energy of Mars, where it's like Mars is the energy where it's like conflict and anger. Okay, that's that planet. But it's reminding us to soften and forgive. It's something that you need to forgive, and you have to find a way back to love. Okay, so it's important to acknowledge the difficult emotions in a situation, like the conflicts, the wounds, the fears that's causing the pain. Instead of living in shame of whatever happened, or feeling some kind of regret about whatever happened. And as you can deal with those feelings, as you deal with that shadow aspect of yourself, something was triggered within you based off a superficial flaw that your partner may have presented. I feel like you blew it out of proportion, is what I really feel. But Spirit says, okay, take a break. But what they need you to do is honor the cycle you in. You feeling some kind of, frustration, anger, lack, your shadow side is showing up. So you take a break and you restock, you replenish, you kind of slow it down. It's good to take a break. But then they're also like, in taking a break, you're taking care of yourself, you're being tender, you get the rest, you're nourishing yourself. So it's saying it's time to water your garden, water yourself, and get clear at this time. Because I don't think in this situation that it's the end, is what Spirit is saying. They have the Empress here, where it's just time to nourish yourself as you put more into you, because I feel like you're running on empty and you need to reset. So it was time to take care of you, to pull back. So the break was necessary, but it's also like the romance is still there. An apology needs to go both ways, maybe from both of you, how you responded, what they did, and so that you can move forward into the situation with more passion and more love. That's what I'm getting, because it's a new start here in terms of love. If it's not in terms of love, it's in terms of some type of business proposal or something like that. But this really totally feels like love to me. Okay, so what they're saying is, you guys, to get some advice, it's this energy where you need to express yourself. Your partner needs to express yourself in terms of your feeling. Somebody's holding back about how they feel with this high priestess energy. Okay, you're holding back. You're not being truthful to yourself. You use any little thing, any little superficial flaw to like blow something out of proportion, because it's fears, angers, conflict there. Explore those feelings, take a break so you can pull back, say I just need a break right now. You know what I'm saying? We discuss it later, and then allow soon you and that person to express yourselves to each other. Because once you do this, you have the Eight of Wands, where it's going to be a breakthrough, and things are going to start to move quickly towards what you want. And that's, you have the Eight of Wands here. You know what I'm saying? Communication is important with the wands like this. Moving forward in love. You know what I'm saying? This is the breakthrough card, okay? But right now it's like you're just not being truthful with yourself. You're hiding things, your feelings from yourself. You're just not being truthful. That's the energy. So it was an altercation that caused a temporary end to something, a temporary death. Okay, but right now it's causing a little depression. You feel like a little bored, maybe like, oh my God, maybe I shouldn't, maybe I overreacted. So it's good to reflect on this, and kind of the self-reflection is important. Maybe I overreacted. Maybe I need to like reconsider some things and stop being so resistant to what this is. Okay, so that's where you at. So that's good. This is a good place. This is a good place for you, Virgo. Okay. All right, that's what I have for you. If it resonated, hit that thumbs up button, like and subscribe to my video. Thank you guys for watching, and until next time.